1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get punked, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in they Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters gon' move.
Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down! Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing right there on that intro. And if you want to get that song, it is available only by purchase of a digital download directly from me. Cashapp, PayPal, or Zelle me $20, and I'm going to get it to you ASAP. If you're interested, hit me up on my email, 16tolifemusic@gmail.com. Also, if you're new to the channel, I'm telling you, man, check out my fire content. I got some bomb prison stories, some funny stuff, hilarious, some other things that are intriguing, will keep you on the edge of your seat. Go to my YouTube playlist and check out Binge Watch the Best. I already got about 20 of my best videos loaded up for you to check out, man. Now let's hop right up into this video right here, man. So you see the title. Should we have reported on Rascal? Now, I'm going to try to measure my words in this video because this is a very, very touchy subject. Rascal, also known as Josh, had 2 channels. The more popular channel that he had was the Homie Hangout. I believe the Homie Hangout had 34,000 subscribers and over 4 million combined views. And then he also had a second channel called Rascal Reacts, and I believe that channel had 6,000 subscribers and over 500,000 views, right? Anybody who has watched any of Rascal's content definitely will agree that he was extremely pragmatic. He was logical, definitely above average intelligence, and very well informed on the things that he chose to speak on. Now, when I first started doing YouTube, they said that in order to get monetized, which you need 1,000 subscribers, it's going to take a year or possibly 2 to gain 1,000 subscribers. Josh, on his bigger page, had 34,000 subscribers. So that was definitely a big accomplishment. Like I said, he had over 4 million combined views. So he was seen over 4 million times. So I think it's fair to say that he was a public figure. I think, like I said, anyone will agree that if you happen to witness Josh and you caught one of his videos, one of the things that almost stood out immediately was his intelligence and his sense of being logical. I think that, Josh knew that in the event he did anything that would be considered newsworthy, as well as any other YouTube content creator who has a decent sized following, whether it's, getting caught stealing at the store, car wreck, some information that comes out that's not necessarily in line with certain type of values, it's going to be discussed in a public forum, because once we hop on YouTube and we put our face out there and we give opinion on certain things, opinion on other people, we can expect that to happen to us in similar type situations, right? So you have a lot of people who have different belief systems on what should and what shouldn't be done when an individual passes. And if we think about it, that's what it all breaks down to. That's what we will base our feelings on. It's basically our belief system. If a person does something that's against our belief system in relation to any subject matter, that is something that can trigger an emotional response, right? And so excuse me, you had several YouTubers, myself included, make videos about Josh and then take the videos down for different reasons. Other content creators made videos about Josh, which I saw, and in my opinion, used that moment or used moments in that video to get away from mirroring Josh and say things to vent or lash out about content creators who they had problems with in the past, right? My video was taken down for an entirely different reason. I got contacted on Instagram and I also got contacted through email, and someone told me, hey, Chill, Josh's mother left a comment on your channel basically asking you to take that down. Now, for whatever reason, I searched through there. I was unable to see it. But once the second dude hit me, I just took it down, just trying to be respectful to the family. But once again, like I said, I thought about things, and Josh was extremely logical, right? And so I was just thinking, and I said, I wonder if Josh happened to do a video on Savage Studio when he passed, because at that time when Savage Studio passed away, I was unaware of Josh or his channel. And when Savage Studio passed away, I was unaware of him as well. But it hit YouTube, I seen it, I did a little research on the information, and I did a video in relation to Savage Studios passing. Now, Savage Studios, for those of you guys who may not be familiar with him, he had a lot of individuals who did not like him for whatever reason. And then, unfortunately for him and his loved ones, he was killed by an individual who he was beefing with. And so I was just wondering, right? So I typed in Josh's channel, Savage Studios, and sure enough, Josh had did a video about Savage Studios. I intentionally did not watch the video because I didn't want anything Josh said to influence what I may say when I make this video. I'll watch that video once I'm finished with this video, but I'm willing to bet from the Rascal that I knew, whatever Josh did say was extremely respectful, was extremely insightful, and no way out of line, because that's the Josh that I knew from basically just watching him. I'm talking about just watching him and the way he carried himself on YouTube, right? So that's just my feelings on that situation. I do feel that whatever he said was not disrespectful. Keeping that in mind, let's also keep in mind that Josh knew that Savage Studio had a family. He knew he had people out there, obviously, who loved and who cared about him. And still in all, he went about it in a respectful way, but he still did make the video about Savage Studio because Savage Studio was once again a YouTube personality. And so I think, of course, a lot of times when individuals pass away, the realization that they're not here will sometimes cause us to maybe get over emotional about certain situations, or just hop into certain situations without giving it a lot of logical thinking, because still at the end of the day, Josh was a public figure, right? So in my personal opinion, anyone who made a video about him, as long as it was done in a tasteful fashion, it wasn't disrespectful, I don't see anything that was wrong with that. You have a lot of people saying, hey man, certain content creators are trying to make money off the memory of Josh. But I think people fail to realize that, people don't equate at times YouTubers with being the news, because regardless of whether you want to realize it or not or think about it, YouTubers also bring you the news. People just want to equate news outlets with big news publications like CBS, NBC, so on and so forth. But a person can be an independent news reporter, right? And you can be doing it through YouTube. And so also at times, whatever type of genre a YouTube content creator is in, when you develop a certain following, there may be times where people want to hear your opinion on things outside of what you normally talk about on your YouTube channel. And that is the luxury of developing and having a following. Sometimes people respect your opinion. Sometimes they want to hear your opinion just to disagree with you for whatever reason. At times, people will hit me up, as well as I'm sure they hit up other YouTubers discussing or asking us to discuss our opinions on things that are normally outside of what we speak about, right? And so I took my video down because, once again, I wanted to be respectful to the family, right? But I think, like I say, at times people fail to realize, family members included, right, that Josh was a public figure, and people were vested in hearing about him and things of that nature, right? Josh's mother did a video, and I'll put that video up at the end of my video here, and she talked about Josh, and she was extremely proud of Josh. So she also she mentioned in her video how she was aware of his YouTube channels. She was proud of him and things of that nature, as is my mom is proud of me, not so much now, periodically, but still from time to time, she will still reach out and tell me, hey, did you know that video ended at such and such a time? Why didn't you edit the video? Do you know you say this or you said that, or why didn't you do this in the video? So I say that to say that, of course, anytime the child of a mother starts doing things and, the public views her child, and especially in receptive type ways, of course the mother becomes proud, and she's proud to see other people admiring her son. Like I said, once again, Josh had over 4 million views on one channel and 500,000 on another channel. So he has been viewed a lot of times, right? And so that's definitely something to be proud of. So I just think that sometimes in situations where people pass, you have a lot of people who do get emotional, and if something happens that is against their personal belief system, they become offended. Just a quick story. When I was about 19 or 20, and like I tell everybody, I'm from an extremely small town. We all grew up with each other. I had a homie by the name of Scotty Ware who passed away. One of my other homies, who is also deceased now, did not attend Scotty's funeral, and I was extremely hurt and angry by that, because it was my belief system that when a homie passes away, the other homies are supposed to attend this funeral and pay their respects to the homie who passed away. My homie was murdered, shot, and so for a long time I had a lot of animosity toward that particular homie who did not attend the funeral, and he was right there in town and lived maybe 4 or 5, maybe about 8 or 9 blocks from where it was held, and could have easily came down there. So I just say that to say that sometimes when things go against our personal belief system, it has a tendency to have us lash out, become emotional, and sometimes without thinking logically about the situation at hand. So once again, man, rest in peace to Rascal. He will be extremely, extremely missed. And so ending this video, I just want to say that I definitely don't believe that individuals who made videos about him in a respectful, tasteful way, I don't think that that was out of line. Anyway, y'all already know what it is. Oh, and in the course of this video that his mother made that I'm getting ready to show, people will interpret what she was trying to say differently, right? I feel that she made the video and she got her point across, and anything she wanted to say about his passing, she said, so like I said, I believe she knew he was a public figure, and so if she wanted to send a message out there, she would have sent it out there. I've seen a lot of information being put out there since he passed away, and I just I understand that everyone who knew Josh and loved Josh and cared about Josh wants his name not to be tarnished. Anyway, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to Life. Resume normal program after you check out this video.
Hi, I am Joshua Mason's mom. You know him maybe as Rascal. His stations on YouTube are The Homie Hangout and Rascal Reacts. I am sad to tell you that Josh passed away today. I also want you to know that he really, really enjoyed his followers. There were times that some of the topics and some of the responses would irritate him, but he felt like he was giving you a service. He researched everything he ever posted. He never just spit it out there. He will be missed. He was loved. And I wish with all my heart that he was still with us. I would encourage you to continue to move in excellence. I would encourage you to reach out in a positive and productive way. I would encourage you to know that your community needs you. The kids, the teenagers, they need a positive role model. Not everybody has to go to prison before they figure it out. I was so very proud of my son. And I will continue to be very proud of him. I don't know if this post is going to make it out there, but I hope it does. And I hope you realize how blessed you were to spend time with Josh. Thank you.